And now, Mike's thoughts. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation! Rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut,
check.
Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take
We good now,
off.
John?
Get it hype, this man, our sport talk.
Yeah.
From the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat, you don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest, nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation, guys? Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you're all with us today. But guys, before we jump into today's action, head over to manhourradio.com. That's where you find all exclusive merchandise, the freshest of the freshest blog, and everything happening with the Man Hour show. So guys, if you're rocking the Man Hour, this is the spot to rep it. Now make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, of course subscribe to never miss a live and after show. That's the easiest way to stay plugged into us. But if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members-only community where you get free entry into weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and bonus live streams that only the Pigskin Pundits get. So if you want that next level access, guys, join the squad today. Now remember, this is a live. This is an interactive show. So drop your thoughts, drop your opinions, and drop your hottest of the hottest takes down in the comments down below, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, Mr. Old Man River. He says it very, very simply, guys. He says, Pigskin Pundits, get you some.
Pigskin Pun, get you some.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, guys. Old Man River, Mr. John Peoples, is a Pigskin Pundit. He's a CEO of the Pigskin Pundits, and he's got himself some freshest of the freshest merch. He's gotten some oldest live streams. He's gotten weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways. John, thank you for all your support, brother. Thank you for all your support. He says, whoa, Buck, no volume. No volume. You know what? It was a rant about me being right, John. It was a rant about me always being right. Now, when I am wrong, I do eat the crow. When I am wrong, I own up to being wrong. But you know what? You know what, John? I am very rarely wrong. Your boy is very, very rarely wrong. So with that being said, last night I said the New England Patriots were going to walk over into Mile High Stadium and they're going to whoop the Broncos' butts. I said that. Take that to the bank, Jack. But you know what I'm going to say tonight? I'm going to say you one thing and one thing only tonight. This game in Seattle, round 3 of the LA Rams, taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Guys, this is going to be a great game. This game is gearing up to be arguably one of the best games of the weekend. This game is gearing up to be arguably must-see TV. Because it's simple. Man, our nation, we're down to 4 teams. 4 teams. Championship Sunday is nearly here. We are less than 72 hours away from Championship Sunday. And this game, the LA Rams take on the Seattle Seahawks. Guys, this is just not a rivalry game. This is an elite offense versus an elite defense. Explosive playmakers versus disciplined schemes. And 2 quarterbacks who can swing the entire game in just 1 quarter. Guys, let's break down this game right away. Let's break this down because this is going to be arguably the biggest storyline of the entire game. This matchup starts and ends with Matthew Stafford versus the Seattle Seahawks defense that lives to confuse quarterbacks. We've already seen both extremes season series. In one game, Matthew Stafford throws for just 130 yards and wins. In the other game, he throws for 457 yards and loses. That tells you everything you need to know. It's not about the volume. It's about efficiency and coverage looks. Guys, Matthew Stafford was lethal against man coverage this season. 26 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and a passer rating north of 118 against zone. That drops significantly. Seattle knows this, and the LA Rams know this as well. So the real question is, how much man coverage can they trust when they're with their current personnel? Injuries have forced the Seahawks into zone-heavy looks late, and it worked against the San Francisco 49ers, except Seattle to lean into split safety shell, disguised late, and force Matthew Stafford into being patient. If Matthew Stafford gets comfortable early, this turns into a track meet, and I don't think the Seattle Seahawks can keep up. Because let's just be honest, we still have worries about Sam Darnold. Now, Seattle tackling versus the LA Rams run game is storyline number 2 that we need to closely look out on. This is where the game quietly flips. Back in week 11, Seattle Seahawks simply could not tackle. Period. End of story. No questions asked. Missed tackles everywhere. Explosive runs everywhere. Momentum bleeding out of the stadium everywhere. But in week 16, it was the exact opposite. Clean fits, disciplined angles, no explosive runs allowed. The difference is massive because the Rams are not built to live on 3 yards in a cloud of dust. When the run game hits explosive, the entire offense opens up. If Seattle tackles like they did in the first matchup, they're going to lose. If they tackle like they did in the second matchup, they will control the tempo, they will control the clock, they'll keep that Arms offense at bay, and they'll win. This game might be decided by who wraps up better, not who throws the ball better. Defense that wins championships? No way, Buck. But Sam Darnold's formula for success versus the LA Rams is very, very simple. Because his stat split tells everything very, very clear. Play action equals dominance. No play action equals chaos. When Sam Darnold uses play action, he is elite. He is top 3 in EPA, over 130 passer rating, nearly 12 yards per attempt. And when he doesn't, he's average at best and reckless at worst. The Rams struggle mightily against play action all season long, and Sam Darnold torched them back in week 16. If Seattle establishes the run game early and keeps the Rams honest, Sam Darnold will carve them up quickly. The Rams' path to victory is pressure. If they disrupt timing and collapse the pocket, Sam Darnold becomes vulnerable. This is a chess match at the end of the game, not checkers. With Jack Charbonnet out, the spotlight shifts fully on Kenneth Walker III. And that might be actually favor Seattle in this game. Walker is explosive in ways Charbonnet is not. Nearly 15% explosive run rate this season. One missed gap, one bad angle, he is gone. To the moon, baby! We saw it in week 16. 55-yard touchdown, 46-yard catch and run. Game flipped in seconds. The Rams are disciplined, but discipline only works until it doesn't. Think about that. Walker only needs one crease, one gap, and he's gone. If he stays hot, Seattle detaches everything and the game becomes easy. Guys, this game comes down to adjustments. Can Seattle Seahawks tackle consistently? Can the Rams disrupt play action? Can Sam Darnold stay patient? Can Matthew Stafford stay clean? One or two explosive plays will decide who punches their ticket to the Super Bowl. But before we move on, guys, I want to hear from you. Which unit dictates this game? Stafford versus Seahawks coverage or Kenneth Walker III versus the Rams defense? Drop your takes in the comments down below. Guys, subscribe, hit the like button, and remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/manhour. So who do you got winning? The LA Rams or the Seattle Seahawks in this rubber match? John People says Devontae getting buck 50 and a couple titties, baby. He meant to say tutties, but he said titties. Titties. I wouldn't mind to see a couple titties. But yes, Devontae Adams is about to go to the moon, baby. Devontae Adams has been honestly, do we dare say he's been kind of overlooked most of the season? Kind of been second fiddle most of the season? Because when you think of the LA Rams, you think of three names, right? You think of Matthew Stafford. You think of Puka. And then you think of Kyron Williams. Devontae Adams falls fourth, if not fifth, if not sixth on that list. And that's scary to think because Devontae Adams is clearly a top 10 receiver in the NFL still at his age. Still on his, 14th. And still performing at a very, matter of fact, he's had a career year this year with Matthew Stafford. That right there tells you everything you need to know. When you think of a team and you think of a player and he comes fourth or fifth on your mind and he is the best player on that team, 150 and 2 tutties is not unrealistic. 150 and couple tutties is very, very plausible. 150 and 2 tutties might be the difference maker in this game. Devontae Adams was a difference maker versus the Chicago Bears last week. Without his toe tap grabbing on the sideline, Rams would have lost that game. Let's just call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. And John says Darnold better keep up with Stafford or it's going to be a long, long day. John, you're absolutely wrong on this one. Normally, John, we see eye to eye. Normally, we're on the same page, but you are 157.2% wrong on this one. Because Sam Darnold needs to manage the game. Sam Darnold needs to go out there and hand the ball off to Kenneth Walker III. He needs to go out there and do quick intermediate passes to Jackson Smith-Njigba. He just needs to sit back and be patient. Because we know when pressure comes on Sam Darnold. When the pressure becomes a little bit too great. When the pressure starts bearing down on you and they expect you to be hero man, expect you to be Superman, expect you to be somebody that you're not. What happens? He collapses, he falls apart. Last year, Minnesota Vikings. Week 18, must-win game. Everything on the line. First place or fifth place. All you had to do is beat the Detroit Lions. What did they do? He shits the bed. Wild card weekend. LA Rams come into town. Woo! Actually, they travel to LA Rams, right? The game ended up being in Arizona because of the wildfires. Neutral site. What happens? Oh, you guys are good. You're 14-3 this season. You should walk over the LA Rams. Rams are not the ones. What happened? He shit the bed. When the pressure is on Sam Darnold, he shits the bed. Now, I've seen everybody on our Facebook page, facebook.com/manhour NFL Talk. If you guys are not following over there, please do so. Everybody is saying the monkey's off Sam's back. Sam did it against the San Francisco 49ers. Look what he did. He won. Look what he did in that game. How many meaningful passes, meaningful plays did he play in that game? Be honest with yourself. When you go back to the San Francisco 49ers game, the divisional round game, how many meaningful snaps did Sam Darnold play in that game? 15, 16 tops? Because the Seattle Seahawks defense was lights out. The San Francisco 49ers offense sucked. All Sam Darnold had to do was score one time, and the game was out of reach. Let's just be flat out honest about it. Sam Darnold proved nothing to me in that divisional game. He handed the ball off over and over and over again. Yes, he ended up with like 160, 170 yards, whatever it was. He had a couple of touchdowns, cool, whatever. I still don't trust Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold has to go pass for pass, toe-to-toe with Matthew Stafford, the Seahawks are going to lose that game. No way, no how, no way ever do I trust Sam Darnold in the playoffs still. No way, no way, no way. However, I do not want to see Sam Darnold going toe-to-toe. I just don't want to see it. I don't think anybody else wants to see it either. Nobody wants to see that. But this gets messy, man, our nation. The Buffalo Bills just fired Sean McDermott last week. Promoted Brandon Beane and somehow turned a press conference into a full-blown blame game over one name. Keon Coleman. And when the owner starts stepping in front of the microphone and explains draft picks, you already know something is off. Bills owner didn't just defend Beane, he redirected the entire narrative. Terry flat out said the coaching staff pushed to draft Keon Coleman. And it was not Beane's first choice. Not necessarily his broad preference. Terry called it Beane being a team player, taking advice from a coaching staff that felt strongly about Keon Coleman. And then he said the quiet part out loud. Beane has taken the heat for this pick and never said a word. That's ownership stepping in to protect their guy. Guys, let's talk reality. Keon Coleman was the 33rd overall pick in 2024. Second round receiver. Big expectations. 2 seasons later, healthy scratch from 4 games this season. Disciplined by the team back in November. Hasn't topped 50 receiving yards since week 1. Finished the season with 38 catches, 404 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's not development. That's stagnation at best. And for a team stuck in the playoff wall, all that matters. Now, later on in that press conference on Tuesday, Beane tried to clear it up. He said, I made the pick. And he's right. Ultimately, the card goes with the GM's name on it. But he also admittedly something important. The coaching staff and the personnel department had different orders on Coleman. And Beane sided with coaching. That's collaboration, but it's also ownership by default. You don't get credit when a hit hits and dodge it when it misses. Simple as that. And here's the most interesting part about the whole thing. Beane didn't crush Coleman. In fact, he defended him. He said Coleman's issue hasn't been on the field, but the maturity-related side. He gave Coleman credit for owning those mistakes. That tells me 2 things. One thing, the Buffalo Bills still believe that there's something there. 2, the wide receiver room is nowhere near good enough. Beane even admitted that he needs to be strengthened. That's an indictment on roster construction, not just one player. This isn't about Keon Coleman at the end of the day either, guys. This is about organizational clarity. When the owner is explaining draft dynamics, when the GM is clarifying the intent, when the head coach is already gone, that tells you Buffalo is searching for answers, and usually that means everyone shares the blame. Guys, here's my thoughts on this. Keon Coleman isn't the villain. Sean McDermott isn't the sole problem. Brandon Beane isn't off the hook. This was a collaborative mix by a franchise that has been great, not elite. The Bills hit the playoff ceiling, panicked, and now we're watching accountability get sorted out in public. And that's never a sign of stability. If the Buffalo Bills do not fix how decisions are made at the top, the next Keon Coleman conversation is already loading. But man, our nation, let me ask you this question. Who do you blame more for the Keon Coleman pick? The coaching staff, Brandon Beane, or the Bills' overall process? Drop your answers in the comments down below. Subscribe, hit the like button, and remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/manhour. This is a live, interactive show, so comment down below. Let's get to your thoughts and your comments. But man, our nation, man, our nation, man, our nation, man, our nation. This is a massive move. The Los Angeles Chargers are expected to hire Mike McDaniel as their new offensive coordinator, pairing him up with Jim Harbaugh and the quarterback Justin Herbert. Creative offense, elite arm talent, and a head coach who wants to win in January. This move tells you one thing right away. The Chargers are done playing conservative. Guys, let's just be honest what just happened here. Harbaugh fired Greg Roman after that ugly 16-13 playoff loss to the New England Patriots. In 2 playoff appearances under Roman, the Chargers scored 1 touchdown. 1. The offense lacked creativity, rhythm, and answers when the defense tightened up. Harbaugh knew he needed a physiological shift. Enter Mike McDaniel. This wasn't a desperate hire. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers wanted him. The Philadelphia Eagles wanted him. Hell, the Cleveland Browns wanted to hire him as his head coach. But the draw of California, familiarity with the West Coast, and a chance to coach Justin Herbert sealed the deal. McDaniels is known for motion, condensed formation, and stretching the defense before the snap. Former Bills coach Sean McDermott called his offense revolutionary. Kyle Shanahan admitted he straight up stole McDaniels' idea. That's influence. Now, let's not try to rewrite history here. In Miami, McDaniel helped unlock Tua. In 2022, the Dolphins finished 6th in total offense. Their first top 10 finish is 1995. In 2023, they led the NFL in total offense. Tua threw for 4,624 yards, led the league, and made the only Pro Bowl of his career. And yes, the 70-20 domination of the Denver Broncos happened underneath Mike McDaniel's watch. 700-plus yards, 70 points, NFL history. That ceiling raises offenses. Now, here's where we keep it real. Mike McDaniel went 0-2 in the playoffs in Miami. The offense declined over the last 2 seasons. He benched Tua late in the year, and the unit didn't improve with rookie quarterback Quinn Ewers under center. Explosive concepts didn't always translate when the defense adjusted. And when things went sideways, answers were harder to find. That matters because in LA, the assignment is clear. This is a real test. Justin Herbert is 0-3 in the playoffs. And let's be honest, he hasn't just lost. He has played some of his worst games of his entire career in January. Mike McDaniel isn't being hired to boost regular season numbers. He's being hired to change how Herbert performs when everything tightens up, a.k.a. the Super Bowl, baby! This isn't about yards. This is about composure, rhythm, and answers when the defense knows what's coming. Guys, here are my final thoughts on this. This is the best offensive hire of Jim Harbaugh's era in LA. Mike McDaniels raises the Chargers' ceiling immediately, brings clarity that they haven't had in a very, very long time. And Justin Herbert has never worked with a play designer like this. But if the move doesn't get Justin Herbert his first playoff win, it won't matter. Mike McDaniel is betting his reputation on Herbert. Harbaugh is betting his offense on innovation. And the Chargers are officially out of excuses. Man, our nation, is Mike McDaniels the missing piece for Justin Herbert, or this is just another regular season fix that won't translate in the playoffs? Drop your takes in the comments down below, guys. Subscribe, hit the like button, and remember, we are live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. We out.